Hello, today's date is February the 13th, 2015. It's about 2:25 a.m. And I haven't done a rant in a few days, but I'm not going to do one now. I'll save that for later. I've done one since the 9th February this year. I'm just doing those random rants, but I'll talk about that later. The name of this video, or this audio video, is going to be called MGTOW, Feminine Long Hair, and the Hypersexualization of Society. And I'll get that name when I re-listen to this so I can put it in the title on my video. But I want to talk about this, something that I've noticed about women. I'm not going to say give a timeline on it, but I've noticed something that I'm 44 years old, and I can remember quite a bit, women with different hairstyles. And, when I grew up in the 80s, they had those real fluffy hairstyles. They had the perms. They had the short hair. They had women with long hair with perms. Some women just wore their hair straight and long and in between. Some women wore their hair even like Tina Daly in the 70s. That actress, kind of looked like a manly, it was a feminine haircut, kind of a tomboy haircut, but I don't want to say dykey because I hate that term dykey. I think a woman can look good with short hair. I think they do, in fact, but I want to talk about the way, we live in this society in which they are trying to maximize this hypersexualization of people today, particularly men. And they're trying to get the best bang for their buck. And they've done a very good job at it. They've introduced, of course, internet porn. Contrary to what people say, they say, it's actually made men more weaker and more it's desensitized them. Well, it has desensitized them, but it just definitely made them more sexualized. They've introduced, all kinds of things on TV that are always making men stupid, like they're supplicating for sex. And I want to get right to the meat and the potatoes here with this. I've noticed that a few times I was reading I haven't gone to returnofkings.com forum. They're all a bunch of nameless, faceless people that don't show their face. They're all these young 22-year-old writers. I'm very suspicious of the whole Return of Kings and Roosh for a lot of reasons, but I'll do that in another video too. But the thing that I've noticed a lot of the guys are complaining about is they always say something about women. Anytime there's a reference to women's hair, it's always that if a woman has a short haircut, she's unfeminine, okay? And it tells me how pussy-begging mentality the people are from the Return of Kings website. They're how gynocentric. They are definitely slaves to the almighty vagina, and I'm going to tell you why. I have noticed that almost no women today have short hair at all. I go to the gym. I go out in public. I watch ESPN when I'm running on the treadmill at the gym, and I hate ESPN. It's become Gynocentric USA for sports. But you will notice that almost, and I want you to start to observe this. I was talking to my mom one time, and I was talking to my sister about this, and I says, I think girls look really hot with short hair. If a girl has a real stylish haircut and she looks good, there is nothing wrong with a short haircut on a woman at all. I think of, Meg Ryan has had short hair. There's, Rachel Ward, the actress from the 80s, had short hair at one time. There have been a lot of actresses that have had short hair. Some grow it out and then they cut it again and whatnot. But I've noticed that you're seeing almost no women today with short hair. It's go on a college campus. Find a woman that has a short, stylish haircut. There's almost nothing. And many people could say, well, it takes a lot of effort to cut hair and keep it styled, which I think is total bollocks. I truly believe that what is happening at an unconscious level is that they are taking long hair because long hair seems to somehow stimulate the male's sex drive more, or at least on a larger scale it does. To me it does, and I'm much more unique than most people. But on the average guy somehow finds longer hair attractive sexually wise. I think that this is part of the puzzle, part of the plan that these people in the media and in the fashion industry have is to keep men addicted to women by, keeping women having long hair. And I've noticed this. I went to the gym. I'm like, are there any girls anymore that have short hair? It's like they're all got long hair, all in a ponytail. I mean, it's either long down, hanging down, or it's in a ponytail, or sometimes it's in a bun or in a scrunchie. But it's very scrunchies. You don't see them much either. And I've noticed this was like ESPN. It's like they have these female reporters that report the sports news. Of course, they're on a male athlete's turf, reporting they're on the NFL, football fields, and they're on the, baseball diamonds, and then they're on the NBA courts interviewing. And you will almost never see a girl with short hair anymore. And you say, well, what is the big deal? Oh, it looks sexier and stuff. And I'm here to tell you, I think that there is a bona fide reason why this is like this today. It falls into the hypersexualization of maximizing, getting more bang for the buck by keeping men further enslaved to the almighty pussy. And I think that, I'd like to just ask a girl, why do you have long hair? I mean, I just like, what is wrong with a short haircut on a woman? I'm not saying every woman should cut her hair. Then I might be saying, why does everyone have short hair? But I think that there's no variety anymore. There's virtually no variety in women's hair. It's all long. It's, some women have naturally curly hair. It's still long. They have straight hair naturally. It's long. They have wavy hair. It's long. It doesn't freaking matter. It's like every girl I've seen. It's getting to the point where. Okay, I have had a couple semi-ex-girlfriends or girlfriends or whatever. I'm seeing this trend even amongst women who, when they hit their 30s, cut their hair short. And now they're in their mid to late 40s, they're growing it out and growing it long. And it's getting like, I'm thinking, what the hell is a 47-year-old woman growing long hair for? I mean, she cut it short. She was a soccer mom in her early 30s. She cut her hair short, looked good. And then all of a sudden she wants to grow it out like, you go, girl. And it's to me, I think I think that I'm right on the money with this thing, is that this hypersexualization, it is very problematic with our society today, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of guys are finally deciding to leave the plantation, is that you can't keep up, you can't compete with it anymore. I mean, if these pussy beggars on sites like Roosh, V, and returnofkings.com, if these guys all complain about only a handful of women in the entire country that have short hair, I'm not talking grandmas, but if they're going to complain, there's a problem, because see, they're proving my point. They're proving my point that short hair, for some reason, maybe doesn't stimulate sex as much. Because, I was thinking about myself. I don't have an enormously high sex drive. I used to, of course, younger, your libido drives you through a tree. But as far as, I've always seen the prettiness and the attractiveness of a woman with medium to short length hair. If it's styled right, there's nothing butchy about it. I mean, people try to, even if a girl is very feminine looking, she could be bald and still look very attractive. I'm not saying I go for bald, but if a woman's got a pretty face, then she's got a pretty face. So this long hair thing, I want you to think about it. I want you to go out there tomorrow, wherever you go shopping, grocery store, and unless it's a woman who's maybe a lot older, you're going to find out that there are almost no women today with short hair. There's almost none. I have looked frantically. I'm like, what in God's name's going on? I cannot find them. And I remember when in the 1980s and early 90s, I saw women short, long, middle-length hair, long hair, short hair, a lot of short hair. There were probably 1 out of 3 women had short hair at one time. There's virtually no women who are wearing short hair anymore. And I think that this is part of to maximize their profits inadvertently. Our society, the corporations, the media have pushed this long hair is in style now. It's always been in style, I mean, obviously, but like in the 50s, especially in the 40s and 50s. If long hair was, if you had long hair, you wore it up a certain way. It was not typical. Marilyn Monroe had short hair. I think she had long hair too at one. I think she went through different styles, but a lot of your stars didn't have long hair. And of course, June Cleaver had short hair. And it's kind of funny because June Cleaver was probably in her early 40s when she was on Leave It to Beaver, maybe 42, and let's see, she was born in 1917, I think, so she'd have been like in her early 40s, yeah. So she was wearing short hair, and that was just kind of the style, and almost all 42-year-old women now are sporting long hair. I believe this is a sexual conspiracy. I don't want to sound conspiracy as in Rockefeller, Rothschild type of crap. I'm not going down that path. I'm saying it's more or less part of the plan to keep you subserviently addicted to the almighty P, and you know what the P is. And so I just thought I would bring that up because it's, I just kind of was going to make this video off the cuff and just voice my opinion about this hypersexualization of men. And it does fall into the hypersexualization of men, that it is about keeping guys further addicted to sex, because if these 22-year-old guys, these nameless, faceless posters on the Return of Kings websites are complaining about women having short hair as being some horrible manly thing, it tells you that they are falling victim to this addiction to sex, and they are doing just that. And this isn't to knock women with, to me, long hair on women is the equivalent of tattoos on women. Women have them both now. Or, so it's something that I'm seeing. I'll talk about tattoos another time. I don't have one friggin' tattoo on my body, and I'm proud of it, and that's just the way it is. But this hypersexualization is problematic. It is horribly problematic. Bill Greathouse, I didn't understand why when he used to do his TFL videos he harped on the anti-sex agenda, but it does make more sense that the powers that be are and the advertisers and the corporate media, which kind of just falls into everybody following the trends, is just falling right into this thing. And so anyways, I will say it again, look, the next time you're out at the grocery store, you're out at the gym, you're out in public, you're on a college campus, see how many women, I want you to just count them. Count how many women have short hair today, or stylish haircuts, okay? How many do? And you're going to see next to no women have them anymore. And I think it's more than just, they're not in style anymore. I think it's got to do with the maximization of controlling the men with sex, and it works. It has had a profound effect on controlling men today, and I resent it because I feel like I'm just like, I think it, like I said, I think it looks cool of women. I used to see younger girls with the short hair because it was kind of like the Dorothy Hamill haircut, or the Kate Jackson haircut on Charlie's Angels. They were kind of cool, and I wouldn't say they looked like tomboys or anything. They looked really cool. But yeah, you're not going to see short hair on women anymore, or at least you don't now. And I believe it's because it's to maximize the sexualization of women and keeping them on a pedestal and keeping men subservient to the almighty pussy. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. And if you want to leave your comments, fine. But do the observation, and the proof's in the pudding. Just study it, because I think you will agree that I'm telling the truth.